You know, our world is an absolutely incredible place, just brimming with wonders and extremes. So for the next few minutes, we're going to go on a quick journey across the planet to uncover some of its most fascinating secrets. Let's dive right in.
Okay, so before we can really explore our world, we kind of have to get our heads around its actual shape. It's not this flat thing we see on a screen, but a giant ball just spinning around in space. And that simple fact, it changes everything, from why we have seasons to how time zones even work. So this is how we usually look at our planet, right? On the one hand, you've got the globe, which shows you its true spherical shape, keeping all the sizes and distances accurate. Then you have the flat map, which is super convenient because you can see everything at once. But here's the catch. That convenience kind of warps reality, stretching out places like Greenland and Antarctica to look way bigger than they actually are.
All right, let's break it down to the basics. Our entire world is really built on three huge components: the land we're standing on, the massive oceans, and the sky above us. Let's take a quick look at each one.
So, the Earth's land is broken up into 7 huge chunks we call continents. Simple enough, right? But have you ever stopped to think about why they are where they are? Turns out, the answer is a wild story that's been unfolding for hundreds of millions of years.
Well, this timeline tells an incredible story of just how much our world changes, even if it's in super slow motion. About 200 million years ago, all the land was basically smashed together in one giant supercontinent. Then, these massive forces deep inside the Earth started pushing and pulling, and the whole thing began to crack apart and drift, eventually giving us the 7 continents we know today.
You know, it's so easy to forget that we're actually living on a water world. I mean, more than 2/3 of our planet's surface is covered by oceans. When you see it from space, Earth isn't really green and brown. It's a big, beautiful blue marble. Have you ever wondered why the ocean is salty? Well, it's all about a super slow process that's been happening for ages. Basically, as rain falls on land, it wears away at the rocks, releasing mineral salts. Rivers then act like a conveyor belt, carrying all that salty stuff down to the ocean. When the water evaporates to make clouds, the salt gets left behind, building up over millions of years. Pretty cool, right? Okay, we've got the basics down. Now for the really fun part. Let's take a quick tour of our planet's most extreme environments. So, buckle up, because we're about to visit some of the hottest, coldest, and wildest places you can imagine. First up, the desert. This is a place literally shaped by the wind. These incredible seas of sand are home to these giant piles called sand dunes, and some of them can be over 650 feet high. That's taller than a 50-story building. It's a beautiful but seriously tough place to be. Okay, from that dry, sandy world, let's just plunge right into the complete opposite, the rainforest. These places are hot, they're steamy, and they're packed with life. Everything here is adapted to being wet all the time. I mean, look at this guy. Even the orangutans have figured out how to use giant leaves as umbrellas.
And for our last stop on this whirlwind tour of extremes, the polar regions. We're talking about the frozen ends of the Earth, covered in a massive, thick sheet of ice where temperatures just plummet. It's here that scientists are bundled up in these incredible research stations, trying to unlock the secrets of our planet's past and study the amazing animals that somehow survive the cold.
All right, want to hear about some of Earth's record holders? Here's a quick rundown. The hottest place with the highest average temperature is in Ethiopia. The driest is a desert in Chile, where it almost never rains. The rainiest spot is on a mountain in Hawaii. And the coldest and windiest places? No surprise there, they're both in Antarctica. The range of conditions on our planet is just mind-blowing.
So we've seen these incredible, extreme places, but an environment is nothing without the life that calls it home, right? So now let's meet some of the amazing creatures that have figured out how to thrive in these wild spots.
So, who actually lives in these incredible places? From the tallest mountains to the murkiest ponds, life always finds a way. And sometimes in the most surprising forms. Let's meet a few of them.
Even in a place as harsh as the high mountains, you've got this amazing variety of life. You've got the super stealthy mountain lion hunting in the Americas, the incredibly rare mountain gorillas in Africa, and the gorgeous and seriously hard to spot snow leopard with its built-in winter coat for the Himalayas. And soaring above it all, you might see a golden eagle, just riding the wind.
Okay, let's zoom way in for a second. Frogs and toads, people mix them up all the time. But here's the easy way to tell them apart. Frogs generally have smooth, wet-looking skin and these long, powerful legs made for jumping. Toads, on the other hand, usually have bumpier, drier skin and shorter legs, so they tend to crawl or take small hops.
In the life of a frog, it is one of the most amazing stories of transformation in the entire animal kingdom. It all starts out as this slimy jelly full of tiny eggs. Then, they hatch into tadpoles, which just swim around with their tails. But then, the magic happens. They start to grow legs, their tail gets absorbed, they develop lungs, and poof, they're ready to leave the water and start a whole new life on land.
Wow, we've gone from the whole planet spinning in space all the way down to a tiny tadpole. But what we've seen is just a tiny, tiny peek at everything our world has to offer. The real adventure is just getting started. And really, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that our world is just this amazing treasure box, with so many incredible things still waiting to be discovered. There's always a new corner of the globe to learn about, a new animal to meet, or a new natural wonder to just be amazed by.
So, our little tour is over for now, but the real adventure is out there waiting for you. And with a whole planet full of wonders, the only question left is, what are you going to explore next? Thanks for joining me.